And then men get in the business meeting and say, we the boss. We lead the church. Man, you can't lead in there if you don't lead out here. Okay? All right? I mean, stay home and ask some of the women to go on and have a meeting. Okay? Because you have demonstrated that you don't have an appetite to really get to know God. They do, you don't. You've demonstrated that you don't want to be a giant. They do, you don't. Okay? And you can't lead nobody. Okay? That's running faster than you. Okay? It's time, brothers, that we produce an eldership. Giant men to produce other giant men. It's time for us to develop some consistency and discipline in our lives so that the sisters and the rest of the church can see giants in us and become giants themselves. What have we talked about? Needed giants in the land of the little. Jeremiah lived in a day when things were horrible, horrifying. And God needed a giant to preach his word, show his face, that the remnant might be saved. Jeremiah was the giant because he could see the vision of God. Okay? His mind was raised up. As Colossians 3 says, our mind should be raised up. Set your affection on those things which are above. God has raised us up to sit with him in heavenly places that we might have a heavenly view of things instead of an earthly view. Okay? And then our second point is, or our first point in the text was the idea about smallness. Small minds make small people. We've got to get out of our smallness. Number two, we've got to get into our giantness. We've got to be giants. If there's anyone under the sound of my voice who needs to respond to the invitation, you have an opportunity to come to Jesus by believing that he is the Christ, the Son of the living God, repenting of your sins and being buried in the watery grave of baptism for the remission of those sins. Won't you come as together we stand and sing the song of encouragement?